you guys had started to suggest that maybe we switch to a Gtube. And for my husband and I, we just still were so unclear of why these things were happening and if there could be some sort of quick fix and all of this that we didn't want to go ahead and give her the surgery and, you know, put a hole in her tiny little perfect body if we didn't have to. So we wanted to try to ride it out and see if we could keep the NG tube because it was so temporary, as frustrating and difficult as it was to deal with daily. You know, it was something we were willing to do if we thought we could like almost save her from the Gtube, because in our head that's what it was at the time. Now in hindsight that was foolish and I wish we switched sooner, but we kind of struggled on for another month and she wasn't really getting any better, and with Claire's condition with her respiratory issues too, it was not helpful at all that she had another tube in her tiny little airway, taking up space, and it was also stinting her stomach open, and she had reflux issues with the aspiration piece. So in reality, we finally just got to the point, I remember being in here and Dr. Hartnett came in and it was like, well, we're kind of to the point where we have to do something different. We have to try something different and see if it works. So at that point, we decided to go ahead and do the Gtube. I think we just felt going into it, I mean, I had never met anyone with a child who had had a Gtube. I've never talked about it. I mean, we have so many friends with babies and extended massive Irish families with all these kids and all these people, and nobody else had ever dealt with any of this. So I had no one to call and say, hey, what did you do? And it's that feeling of, you know, you feel isolated. You feel like, is this the right decision? And it's also like, I was Claire's voice. She can't tell me what she wants. Is this what she needs now? Do I have to make that decision for her? And at that point, it was difficult, but we were to the point where she'd had the NG tube for 3 full months, which is a long time to have an NG tube, and things were not getting better. If anything, they were only getting worse. So at that point, we decided to do the G tube. And I honestly will say, and to any parents who are facing that decision, it's so much easier on the other side of now having it, and she still has it, and we use it 6 times a day. It's built up in your head to be so much worse than it really is. The surgery itself wasn't a big deal at all. She didn't even notice the next day. She was completely fine sitting up, just sitting in the bed. She wasn't fazed by it at all. And as far as the actual feeding, once you learn how to do it, it's really not, as a parent, you're going to learn to do whatever you have to for your kid to take care of them. And at the beginning, it was so outside my comfort zone, and I couldn't believe that this is how I have to feed my child. And now that's just what we do every day.